Hey, it's Adele from Let's Get Inkie, and today we're playing with paper scraps. Now, I know that I'm not the only one that has probably too many paper scraps when it comes to the ratio that would be a manageable amount. I just can't get rid of paper. I love it, and especially if it's mixed media paper, if it's offcuts of deli paper or things that I've jelly printed on. I keep those little bits and the big bits and everything in between. And so today's project is a bit of a mojo booster to gather some of your scraps that you have lying around and have a look at them and pick which ones you think go together. So this journal that we're working in today, this is the Dilutions A4 one, and previously on another project I had painted some light blue paint in the background. This just looks like acrylic paint. And if you are new to the channel, I love looking at my art journals from a use it up journal perspective. So I use them as paint palettes, and anytime I'm working on either a scrapbook page or another art journal page, if I have some paint left over, I just slap it in a journal page and use it for next time rather than tossing it out. So I've got this picture of this forlorn looking lass, and they're looking down. They've got a little flower, and I just thought it was an interesting image. I liked the starkness of the pattern, the starkness of the wall behind them compared to the outfit that they're wearing, and I just liked it. So I'm using matte gel medium to stick all of these down. Matte gel medium is a fantastic little product to have in your arsenal if you are starting mixed media and you don't know what to have. I am going to be filming a video later this week on my favourite mixed media products, whether you're a beginner, whether you've been doing things for a long time, and matte gel medium definitely makes the top 10 for sure. So some of the papers that I'm sticking down, I've got a piece that was rejected from a recent junk journal that I made, and just because I couldn't fit it in, not for any other reason. And then I've got a few scrapbook papers, like some crepe paper, scrapbook papers left over from some scrappy pages, and I'm just sticking them down. I thought that flower paper went really well with the page, and I'm trying to even things up so that there's these two big chunky chunks of paper layerings, and the patterns are distributed across both sides. I've then got my washi tapes. Now this little box I absolutely love. It was a box that Arch got some wooden toys in, some little wooden cars, and I promptly yoinked the box because I had a feeling it would fit washi tape perfectly, and my feeling was correct. There's no better feeling, I feel, when you either find the perfect sticker or paper for a project that fits the theme, or finding a crafty container that perfectly fits the crafty supply that you want it to fit. And that's the case. I wish I had, 3 of these wooden boxes. I must admit, I was tempted. I was a little bit tempted to get a second one, but I didn't. I was a good girl. I didn't. And now they don't sell them anymore, so yay. But I'm just going through and adding a few different washi tapes just to make it look like I wanted it to look a bit like a paper foraged page, so that me, just found all of these little paper scraps and, haphazardly stuck them all together and made them all work in a uniform kind of way. That's the vibe. I hate the word vibe, but that's the vibe that I was trying to do. Now this pink paint, it's a Dean Wakely one, I do believe, and it's gone a bit funny. It's gone a bit watery, and so when I sponge it on, it's very thin and quite bubbly, if that texture makes sense. But as soon as I hit it with the heat gun, the bubbles just instantly vanish. I think it's on its way out. I've had it for quite a few years, and I think it's just on its last legs. So I'm trying to use it because it does still work, and if you do a couple of coats of it, it works perfectly fine. So you can see here, usually I cut out all of the heat gunning drying sessions, but I kept it in there to show you what I was doing. I have mixed it with some pink paint here, some darker pink paint, and I'm just doing some numbers. I had this stencil out from the previous project that I was doing, and so I decided to use those up. And then I am working with my food ball pen, FUDE, and just writing a nice little scripty quote across the 2 pages in this giant blank space. I really love the look of the pink stenciled numbers on the wall and on the floor around their feet. I just think it looks really, I don't know, like graffiti and street arty. I do have a soft spot for artistic graffiti murals, so not tagging and not, illegal graffitiing, but the murals that some artists what's the word I'm looking are hired to do, and especially some of the amazing laneways and things that are down in Melbourne. They're just stunning. Oh, speaking of Melbourne, Aussie peeps, I need your feedback. So for Aaron and I are going to be married 10 years this year, which is crazy. We've been together 16 years next month, but married for 10, and we're going to go on a little, like a few days, like a week or so away, just the 2 of us, which is going to be nice, child-free. And we're thinking of going to Melbourne. So Melbourians, hit me up with places we should go. I'm thinking nerdy, arty, galleries, places that sell cheese, restaurants that you think would have a lot of bacon, potato or cheese. I know there's a cat cafe, I think. If anyone's been to that, let me know. There is also a journaling ephemera shop somewhere in Melbourne that I want to try and hunt down. But if you know of any nerdy little shops or cool cafes or places we should visit, or gardens, we love a good garden, please let us know, because we have to figure out whereabouts we're going to go to. And I thought I'd ask the locals for their advice. So here I am cutting out some hearts, just freehanded. This was a piece of jelly plate printed paper. That's a tongue-tied twister there. And I've cut out just a few random hearts, and I feel like this will help brighten up the page a little bit, and the blue, like that darker blue, will really give a different dimension to the page, because at the moment we basically just have, apart from the neutrals, we just have pink and the turquoise in the background, and then a little bit of like an aqua green in some of the papers. And so I felt like it just needed another little colour just to help balance it off. Sticking these down with matte gel medium, they're on a thicker cardstock, and so in all honesty, I perhaps should have used my wet glue. They haven't come off, which is a good sign. But yeah, I think wet glue probably would have been easier. Also, the pen that I wrote the quote in is very not permanent. So I did smudge it slightly with the L in the quote author's last name. And I smudged it, but I managed to kind of fix it so that it didn't look so smudgy. But yes, it probably would have been a lot easier to just use wet glue and then stick them directly on the page, so I didn't risk smudging all of my quote. I'm using white instead to do some little doodly borders around here. I thought the white was a bit softer, and it made the image of the person with the black on their outfit, as well as the black of the text, kind of pop out a little bit more. And then I'm adding a few extra random sprinkly hearts as well. But thank you for joining in to the Inkie June Marathon. So far, it's been fun. We're only the first week in. There's many weeks to go. Have you heard about the live stream? It's this weekend. I don't know if I said it in one of these videos or the previous one, not an Inkie Quill video, but we have a live stream on the 11th from 6:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time, AEST, or Sydney time, depending on how you're converting it to your time zone. And it will be on the Inkie Quill YouTube channel. I'll start at 6:30. I'll probably go for about, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 hours. Who knows how we go. But it's going to be lots of fun. Let me know what you'd like to see. If there's particular projects or if you've got any grab 5 challenges, let me know. And it's going to be a good time. It's going to be fun. I'm kid-free, so they won't be interrupting, which will be very nice. Adding a bit of pink smushing around the outside here. Around the outside. And jazz hands. We are done. So this page is all finished. I love it. It's a pretty page. It's giving me cottagecore. It's giving me soft and floaty and feminine and flowery, and I love that. It's nice to do a page that's up my alley and all things pink and blue. Thanks for joining in today, peeps. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel be found by new inklets, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.